So I told you guys that I left the Marine Corps as a Humvee mechanic, and I started at a Goodyear, and I was making, I believe it was $13 an hour after 5 year apprenticeship, and that does certify you through your work experience of the time in service plus your schooling as essentially a journeyman. But journeyman sounds great until you have to start to do journeyman stuff, and then you realize, I really got a lot to learn. So when I got into this, I spent, I would say, a concerted effort of 5 years. And in 5 years, I maxed out the pay scale, and I forced Peterbilt, if they wanted to keep me, to pay me more than they paid other mechanics within their corporation. I don't know how many people there were, but it was a handful of people that were paid beyond that pay scale. Because like I told you, the pay scale's the pay scale. The bean counters, the GWP Holdings, who owns every Peterbilt up the whole West Coast from Alaska all the way down, that's what they pay is $29. They cannot pay more. They can make exceptions if they see that you bill out the hours and that you're an absolute necessity to have in the shop. But just fixing it and saving the day isn't enough. You've got to show it on for the bean counters to say, yes, okay, go ahead, pay them. They've got to see it on paper, meaning every single month they're seeing how much money you bill out to the corporation. So that was one thing I just wanted to say is that I'm not telling you to do something I haven't done, but the drive that it's going to take to do it is going to take above and beyond what your peers are. When they're sleeping, you might have to be doing training. When they're not taking serious the fact that they have the library available to them so they can do the Cummins Virtual College or G2 program to get ready for the next Detroit product that comes out, so on and so forth. It's going to separate those guys who are the winners from the ones who don't, and it's not going to be inside of the shop salary scale that you're separated. It's going to be in the skills. So the skills are going to enable you to do this next thing. If you can't go into business on your own because there's no phone a friend in the owning your own thing, I mean, think about it. Who's going to want to answer the phone every time to make you money? And how many of I went into business and I had competitor after competitor calling me asking me how to diagnose the diesel engine that was in their shop, and I didn't help them. Would you? That doesn't make any sense that somebody would say, I can do a job, turn right around and go, hey, can you show me how to do this job to somebody else who does this job for a living? Why would I take food out of my own mouth to do that for you? That's why I'm saying, keep the net small that you cast, catch it and clean what you can, or catch and cook what you can handle alone, and don't cast such a big net that you're sitting there wondering, how am I going to fill this need next time? Or you end up having to buy $300 in the special engine tooling, or some cost is incurred that you didn't see, because you can only see what you can see, right? Before it's unknown, before it's known. So this is my 2 cents on this. This is the last video for tonight, but I really do want you guys to think long term at least. And hey, how do I gain mastery? So how do I do this fan hub so I don't need 2 guys to come help me? How do I push this clutch in and feel, that input shaft sliding through your clutch packs? But how do I get good at that part? Now, I knew that old guy I told you about, he put an angularity gauge on the bottom, so he could tell the exact angle, and he just married them together very easily. He didn't apply much pressure. I think he used a bar. I watch guys get on their back. I've done it myself. Get underneath the tail shaft of the transmission and turn it as you're lifting up on an 800-pound transmission. How many years you get to do that? Not too many. So smarter, not harder. And then when you're out there on the field, other people go, wow, this guy can do all this stuff on his own. And it's impressive. Okay, thank you.